So, our final speaker up this evening, I've been doing this for about almost 5 years now, and there's some individuals that I have to hunt out, and like in sales, they just ignore you continuously. And this is one of those individuals. So I'm grateful that Grant Coleman, who's a CRO of Emarsys, recently acquired by SAP, I believe, is going to be joining us on stage as the final speaker this evening. He's going to be talking about hiring differently, challenging the status quo to building high-performing sales teams. He started his SaaS career at Emarsys as a sales manager for the UK and EMEA and progressed to the VP of Global Sales. And he joined Emarsys in 2016. He's had an incredible run there, signed from regional vice president, and then took over recently as the global CRO. So let's have a round of applause for our final speaker.
Thank you, James. It was weird when you show up at my house to get me to come here, but hands up if you're jealous of Jamie with 130 hires in 2 quarters. Like, what the hell? I'm one of those people that have been crying into beers with Rob, talking about our sales careers, respectively. So there's a level of honesty there which is refreshing, trust me. But really good to hear the talks today. And thank you for having me on stage. So I chose a topic of hiring differently because it's something that's very personal to me, but I think it should be very important to all of you, because it is a period of growth that we're going through within SaaS. We need to hire, and hiring has become one of the most difficult areas of all of our businesses. And I don't know whose business plan allowed for next year's hires to cost 40% more with half the experience and the same quota, but that's what we all face right now, right? So it's going to be a tough and challenging market. And I thought perhaps what I would come with today was a review of my story and how I got into SaaS in the first place, and try and inspire people to think differently about where you find your talent. So yeah, I'm going to talk all about me. So let me talk about my journey. So I didn't come from a typical SaaS kind of journey. My journey was different. I left school, went to university without really a goal of what I wanted to get out of uni. So I didn't really go to uni. I went to uni like it was a school. I went to the closest uni to where I lived. And after 3 months of basically going to school and not really getting it, not having any of the fun things, I got a parking ticket. And I thought it was a sign from God that I needed to stop university. And I left that day. I told the university 3 months later that I'd left, not that they cared. I told my parents 6 months later that I'd left, not that they really cared, but it was a pretty big deal at the time in my head. Anyway, then on a journey of various different careers, I found myself at Mercedes-Benz in a non-sales role. I was a service manager there for 5 years. Got myself as a young 20, in my mid-20s, into a fair amount of debt, trying to keep up with the Joneses, have a fun time, go on fancy holidays, do fun stuff. And then I was like, I can't afford to have this job anymore. I need a better job. Read an advert in a paper about a sales job that was going to pay me £20,000 a month if I was successful, selling investment property in Dubai. Before I know it, I'm working in an office in Guildford, selling investment property in Dubai, with 30 other, mostly men. There was one lady there, basically in a boiler room situation, trying to get people on an aeroplane to buy a property in Dubai. So my job was to get them on the plane, $300 a day. Miserable. Anyway, 3 months later, the whole thing's a scam. The whole company gets shut down. I'm now unemployed. In 2009, in the global recession, wondering what the hell I'm going to do with my life. And I was like, well, what's worse than being unemployed? Being an estate agent. I'll do that. Okay, so I go to a few interviews, quite easily get a job, 16,000 a year a base. I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to earn so little money. And then the first day of that job, I got a phone call from a Canadian guy. And he called to say that he wanted to see every property in the area of Clapham I was working in with 2 bedrooms. So we had 6 properties. And that Saturday, I had 3 hours with him and his wife. By the end of it, he said, I know no one in the UK. I'm about to set up shop of this software company called ZMags, or ZMags, another problem for the company. Why don't you come work for me? And I had no idea about SaaS technology. It was in Guildford. I lived in Hounslow. I was like, this is a long way away, but I was desperate. And he took a chance on me, and I did that job. From 2009 to now, I've gone from SDR to CRO. So it's been a really big journey of me being a sole contributor to running teams of 25, 20, 40, 100, 250, and now over 300 people, and scaling up. So it's been a hell of a journey, but it started with somebody that gave me a chance. It gave a chance to somebody without the experience, without the university degree that we all demand on our job descriptions, and said, you seem like you could do the job. Now, not everyone's going to have that experience that I've had, but there are lessons within that I think we should all learn as we're trying to grow the talent base where there is not enough people with the experience that we want to go round. So, what I thought I would share with you is a few things that might help as we're trying to grow that talent base. One is look at your job descriptions. What are they asking for and why? Is a university degree essential to the role of a salesperson, a client success manager, a growth manager, an SDR within your business? Why are you valuing that high? Because most of the graduates that come into interview at my place think they should be CEO within 3 years. They have very lofty expectations about what this career is going to be like. Now, this is not me digging on degrees, because there is obviously a level of experience and smarts that you get from that university education. But why do we preclude anyone else from getting in the door? It's also about values. And now, we all have values. So I won't talk about establishing values. What I'll talk about is when you have the chance to demonstrate them, please do. If you say you love customers and a customer's having a bad experience, do something very visible about it. Take responsibility, take ownership. And the reason why I say that is because that will then create a culture within your business where referrals will take hold. And you need referrals in your business to grow the talent pool. You need people that come from different backgrounds, non-obvious areas, that come because they love the business. Because those people already come in with an idea about what you want. And they wouldn't recommend that person in if they didn't think they could deliver something within that culture. And the last thing I'll say is create a safe place for sharing feedback. This is really tough to do, but it kind of links into some of the things that Jamie spoke about and Rob spoke about, which is honesty and empathy. If it's easy to get on with your team as a leader and you remove those barriers and you make it more relaxed, you remove stress. Again, from an idea of referrals, getting people to attract to your business, you need that. And we all need a way to attract more people to our businesses right now, and it's tough because Jamie's getting them all, and that's not on. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much.